Welcome to Lisbon, where history and beauty blend seamlessly in the heart of the city. Today, we're exploring two of Lisbon's most iconic landmarks, the Arco da Rua Augusta and the Praco do Comercio. The Arco da Rua Augusta, a magnificent triumphal arch, was completed in 1873 as a symbol of Lisbon's rebirth after the devastating 1755 earthquake. As you pass through its grand arches, adorned with sculptures representing glory, valor, and genius, you're stepping into the historic heart of the city. Today, we're diving into the sweet and creamy world of one of Portugal's most beloved treats, the pastel de nata. The pastel de nata, a delicious custard tart, has been delighting taste buds for over 200 years. But do you know where this iconic treat originated? Let's travel back in time to the 18th century. The story begins at the Jeronimo's monastery in Belém, where monks created these pastries as a way to use up leftover egg yolks. At the time, egg whites were commonly used for starching clothes, leaving an abundance of yolks behind. The resourceful monks mixed them with sugar and milk to create a rich custard, which was then baked in a crispy, flaky pastry shell. After the Liberal Revolution in 1820, many monasteries in Portugal were closed, including Jeronimo's. To sustain themselves, the monks began selling these custard tarts to a nearby sugar refinery. In 1837, the refinery's owners opened what would become the world-famous Fábrica de Pastéis de Belém, where the original recipe has been a closely guarded secret ever since. Today, you can find pastéis de nata in almost every café and bakery in Lisbon, each with its own slight variation. The key to a perfect pastel de nata lies in the contrast between the creamy, rich custard and the crispy, caramelized pastry. It's typically enjoyed warm, dusted with a bit of cinnamon or powdered sugar, and paired with a strong espresso. For locals and tourists alike, biting into a freshly baked pastel de nata is more than just a treat, it's a taste of Lisbon's history and culture. Whether you're visiting the city or trying your hand at making them at home, this iconic dessert is a must experience. So, next time you're in Lisbon, don't miss out on this delicious piece of history. The pastel de nata isn't just a dessert, it's a symbol of Lisbon's rich culinary tradition. Obrigado for joining us on this sweet journey. Today, we're taking a ride on one of the city's most iconic landmarks, the Elevador de Santa Justa. Built in 1902 by Raoul Mesnier du Ponsard, a student of Gustave Eiffel, the Elevador de Santa Justa is a marvel of engineering and design. Standing 45 meters tall, this lift connects the lower streets of Baixo with the higher Largo do Carmo, offering not just convenience but also one of the best views in the city. Step inside, and you're transported back in time, riding in beautifully crafted wooden cabins. As you ascend, Lisbon unfolds beneath you, revealing its red-tiled rooftops, the Tagus River, and historic sites like the Carmo convent ruins. At the top, you'll find a viewing platform that offers a 360-degree panorama of the city. Whether you're a history buff, a photography enthusiast, or simply looking to experience Lisbon from a new perspective, the Elevador de Santa Justa is a must-visit. Welcome to Rossio Square, also known as Praca Dom Pedro IV, the vibrant heart of Lisbon, Portugal. This iconic square has been the center of city life for centuries, witnessing historical events, cultural shifts, and the daily rhythm of Lisbon's people. Rossio Square dates back to the 13th century, making it one of Lisbon's oldest and most significant public spaces. Over the centuries, it has been a stage for everything from public executions during the Inquisition to joyful celebrations and protests. The square was named after King Pedro IV of Portugal, whose statue stands proudly in the center, symbolizing his importance in Portuguese history. The square's distinctive cobblestone pavement, with its hypnotic wave pattern, was designed in the 19th century and has become one of its most recognizable features. Surrounding the square are several architectural treasures, such as the National Theatre de Maria II, a neoclassical masterpiece that dominates the north side of the square. Built in 1846, it's named after Queen Maria II and has been a cultural hub for Lisbon ever since. The twin Baroque fountains, imported from France in the 19th century, add a touch of elegance and are popular meeting spots for both locals and tourists. Around the square, you'll find bustling cafes and shops where you can enjoy a coffee and people watch, just as Lisbonites have done for generations. Despite its historical roots, Rossio Square remains a lively gathering place where the old and new Lisbon come together. Whether you're drawn by its rich history, stunning architecture, or simply the chance to soak in the atmosphere, Rossio Square is a must-visit on any trip to Lisbon. So next time you're in Lisbon, take a moment to stand in Rossio Square and let the history and vibrancy of this timeless place sweep over you. Obrigado for joining us on this journey through one of Lisbon's most beloved squares. Today, we're exploring a ginginha, one of the city's most beloved and unique traditions. Ginginha, or simply ginja, is a sweet cherry liqueur that has been a Lisbon staple for over 150 years. This tiny shop, a ginginha, located near Rossio Square, is where it all began. Opened in 1840, it was the first place to commercially sell this delightful drink. Made by infusing sour cherries in alcohol, then adding sugar and spices, ginginha is traditionally served in a small glass, sometimes with a cherry at the bottom. Whether you're a local or a tourist, stopping by a ginginha for a quick shot is a must-do in Lisbon. So, when you're in Lisbon, don't miss out on tasting a piece of the city's rich culture with a sip of ginginha. Sa?